to adjust it to get it back on level. If I'm doing a spot and stop, be ready to roll. Hey guys, I'm going to go over the AGM thermal scopes tonight, and I'm going to show you kind of an in-depth, user-friendly way how to use these things. So you've got your focus back here. This is what you want to use to get the numbers in the corner of the screen clear. So your focus, numbers in the corner of the screen clear, and then you use this outer focus out here for what you see in the field. Super easy to dial this thing in. Okay, your power button is the furthest one away from you, which is right here, and you're just going to hold that for 5 seconds and it's going to power up. In order to connect this to the AGM Connect app, you must have it on airplane mode, and then you need to go to your Wi-Fi. And when you hook up when you turn on your Wi-Fi, and it's going to search in this screen, which I'll show you when I hook this up, you're going to have a little squiggly. Okay, it can't have a line through it. You need to enable that Wi-Fi. When you enable that Wi-Fi, your phone will automatically pick it up, or iPad, or whatever you're going to use. When that picks that up, you need to go to your Wi-Fi setting, and it's going to be a WLAN number, like a WLAN J687432. You'll type that in just only one time on your initial connect. You'll type that in, your Wi-Fi will allow it. You'll push allow, you know, even if it says, you know, poor internet service, whatever, you don't need internet service. You'll just go through the motions to get it to connect. Once it connects, you'll either go to your AGM Connect app or T-Vision. Some guys are still using T-Vision, which you can use both. AGM Connect has sound for the scopes that don't have onboard sound. So the AGM Connect is super cool. So you go to your app that you're going to use, either T-Vision or AGM Connect, and you're going to enable it. You're going to push search. It's going to pull up the scope. Once you are connected, I'm going to show you how easy that is. So I've already got the Wi-Fi enabled on this scope. So I'm going to show you real quick how to connect this thing. So once you've already been connected one time, boom, you're just going to click it, and we're already connected. Okay, so I'm going to go through the operating system through the scope. So when you've got your buttons on your scope, guys, so not only is this your power button, but that's also your sleep mode. So you can push that sleep mode and then turn your scope off, and it's just kind of sitting there ready to go, but yet you're not using full battery. So your sleep mode is a 1 second push, 1 second push again, boom, you're back on. Here's the cool thing. If you've got this thing mounted on a tripod and you're in a deer blind, or you're sitting in a truck like we are tonight and you've got it on sleep mode, like right now the scope is in sleep mode, it's still picking up what's out there, which I can't even tell where the hell it's at because I'm not, I don't have it enabled where I can, there, now I turned it on, so now I can see where I'm pointing. But when it's in sleep mode, you can still be able to register and look through the scope. A couple other things. So I'm going to put it back on sleep mode. You can see how easy that is. One push, it's back on sleep. This back button back here, this is your zoom. So you'll go through your, like, depending on the scope that you've got and the base magnification, this one here will go 1, 2, 4, and 8. Okay, and it'll ramp up, and then it'll go back to 1. So you'll make a full circle and come back to 1. You just click this left button here to go through your color palettes, and you can ramp up through your color palettes. If you want to get into your menu, your menu button is a 5 second hold in the center, so it's your center menu button. So you hold that for 5 seconds, and then your menu will come up, and it'll be on the left side of your screen, and then you use these 4 buttons to navigate through your menu. Super, super easy. I mean, I have guys that are 80 years old that can figure this thing out in no time once I show them how this thing works. And then to get out of your menu mode, you would just hold that for 5 seconds again, and boom, it would bump out. So you can go ahead and watch on there, and I'm gonna go through a few of the options on here. So I just turned the scope back on. So guys, that tree line out there is about 550 yards, all right? So I'm using my back button and I'm zooming. So there's my zoom, okay? I can go all the way out to 8. It's pretty grainy on 8, but if, I was hoping a deer would walk out here so you guys be able to see a deer. But, you know, you can zoom in, like I said, it's gonna go from 1 all the way up to 8 and then back down to 1. Change my color palettes with this left button. So I'm going to click this left button, and it's just a fast click. Now I'm on black hot. There, you can see the feeder right there. Okay, now I'm on fusion, red hot, and then white hot. So when guys say, oh, you know, gosh, you know, I see something out there, you know, what is that? Is that a tree stump, or is that an animal, or what is that? Anything warmer than the ambient air temperature is going to glow in your thermal no matter what you have it on. So let me click through like these trees right here. So there's black hot, your fusion, and then your red. Okay, I rarely use red. Myself, I go through the white hot and black hot on a regular basis. Looks like I need to put a new battery in this. We're getting pretty low on battery. Guys, we were just getting ready to go ahead and switch batteries in this because we've been running this quite a bit tonight. And there's, I was just doing a quick scan and we try to find him again. We have a hog out here in the field. He's half covered in mud. It's kind of funny, we call it a predator pig because if you've seen the movie Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he covered himself in mud to conceal his heat so the predator couldn't see his heat source. And these pigs, if they're covered in mud, will do the same thing. So when they're covered in mud, they'll conceal that thermal heat, and you'll just see bits and pieces of them. So they'll come out black and white. Sometimes you'll just see their nose or their ears or their butthole or whatever. But we got one out here. We'll change these batteries and give him a couple minutes. He was just right here in this field. That field does drop off a hair, so he might have dropped off into the low. The wind is in our face, so there's no way that he's hearing us or winding us, but there's definitely a pig walked out. All right, guys, we're gonna go through this more of this menu and wait and see if this hog pops back out. I think he dropped down into low, but it's definitely a hog. So anyways, what I'm gonna do right now, guys, is I'm gonna push this center menu button right here. So I'm gonna push that and I'm gonna hold that for about 5 seconds. And then you're going to see my menu pop up on the side. Okay, so here's my menu right here. So not only can you change your brightness, and I'm just clicking that center menu button because that's the mode I'm on. That's the actual part I'm on. So I can click that and go through and change my brightnesses. All right, now I'm going to use my 4 outer buttons to navigate through. Here's my contrast. Okay. This one here, when I go back up here now, this one here that says network hotspot, that is the one right there that you have to use to enable your Wi-Fi. Now, if you look at the top of this, where it has the 1x, that's my 1x zoom, that half round circle there, that's telling you that my Wi-Fi is enabled, okay? Now I go to here, battery voltage. I'm using rechargeable CR123s, so I need to be on 3.7 for my battery setting, otherwise the scope will automatically power down because it'll have the wrong battery setting. If you're using just regular throwaway batteries, then you'll be on 3.0. Okay, hot tracking. I always have my hot tracking off, but I'm gonna go to that center button and click it. Now I can turn my hot tracking on. This is going to find the hottest thing in my viewing screen, and it's gonna bounce around. You can see it like wildly bouncing around on these trees because there's so much heat. But if I was out here, you know, in this field looking, it's gonna go to the hottest thing in the screen. To me, it's rather annoying, so I don't have it on. Measurement, I'll do you the measurement here real quick. This is not a favorite of mine, so I've got it set on 0.8 meters. You can see that it's got that line right there. I don't really have anything good out here to put this thing on, but you have to put that at the top and then hold your button. Come on. And then go to the bottom and then hold that center button and then let go. This right here says 77 meters, which is probably pretty doggone close, but I don't like the rangefinder on this. It just takes too damn long to use. Going up here, these here with your time sync and your ODS trajectory, I never use any of that stuff. And like the trajectory mode, that's only going to be used if you're shooting super long distances. Languages, of course, we're in English here. Auto power, I've got that off because I don't want it powering down after, you know, 30 minutes or whatever. Restore, I can hit that restore and clear my pictures. If I do internal recording and not doing it through the app, which I'll go over that in a second, I can hit that restore and that will clear everything up. Version, this will tell me what is the current update on this scope. So therefore, if I need to go to the AGM website, I can go in and update my scope if I need to, if there's a new update coming. Burn prevention, that's something good to have because you can use these thermals day and night. On your burn prevention, this one's on off right now, but if I turn that thing on and I were to shine this thing at a set of headlights or a bright pair of taillights or hit the sun during the day, it's going to shut this thing down for about 25 seconds or so, and then it's going to turn it back on. Your DPC, that's if you get a dead pixel, you can go in, and we can go into more detail about that type of stuff later if a guy wants. These are things that the flat field correction, you have that on auto. That's just going to do your auto nuking, your auto correcting for temperature, humidity, and stuff like that. Color. So color is off right now because I don't have the reticle. So now I'm going to go to reticle. Okay. So click my reticle. So if I'm on reticle 1 right now, I can push my left or my right button rather next to my menu. I'm on reticle 2. There's reticle 3, reticle 4, reticle 5 is just a dot, and then I can turn it off. I use this on off when, oh, there might be our pig out there, when I'm on, use this as a scanner. But if I was going to use this on like reticle 1, so I can go to reticle 1 right here. Yep, guys, I believe that's our pig right out there. He moved across the field. You can see him right in the reticle. So anyways, I'm on reticle 1. Let me push my center button here. I'm going to hold that for 5 seconds, and it's going to pop me back out to my menu. So now I can go down to color. So it's on white. I can do green, red, black, back to white. We run a lot of white hot with green reticles. So I'm going to leave that green reticle on for the time being. So I'm going to go back to reticle mode. Click my button in the center. So this freeze mode that you see on the left-hand side of the screen, that's really cool because if you're going to zero this scope in and you go to shoot it at a target, okay? So you go to, so right now this one is at +5, -6, okay? So say I shot this thing, boom, boom, and I'm, 4 inches to the right and down 4 inches. I can actually use my buttons here. So I'm going to push my center button and go to freeze. I can push, oh, let me go back. So I go to my freeze and I have a right or left here. So I can go to freeze on and see how now I'm actually moving the scope and it's frozen. So what that will do is that will freeze it on the center point of target, and then I can use my my up and down, my side to side to change my X and Y axis. Once I change my X and Y axis, I want to keep this at the center point of target. I'm going to move my reticle, because now it's going to be frozen on center point of target. I'm going to move my reticle to my point of impact, and then I'm going to hold my center button. And because I didn't change anything, it's not going to ask me, but a lot of times it will ask you, do you want to save coordinates? And then you'll just push yes, and you're done. You'll save coordinates. That's pretty much the nutshell of this scope. Now, if I want to go to get back out of here, I'm going to hold this thing for 5 seconds on that menu button, and boom, now I'm out of it. Let's zoom in real quick and see. Yep, that's that pig out there, I believe. He had a lot of black on him and some white. Yeah, we got a good-sized pig out there. We might have to run that dude down. But anyways, guys, that's kind of the tutorial in a nutshell with this thermal scope. Super good scopes, guys. I have a lot of guys that come out that have never shot with a thermal before, and within a few minutes, I mean, they can operate these AGMs. The AGM has the easiest app out of all of them. We came out and did a couple little tutorials on the AGM scopes, did kind of a real quick hit on it, and then went a little bit more in depth, showed a bunch of the options, not all of them. It was super cool because we ended up seeing a predator pig come out of the trees, walking across the field, which was kind of cool. Anyways, just want to thank you guys for checking out this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, tell a friend. If you got any questions on anything that we do, or any questions on the AGM scopes, go ahead and leave a comment. If you want want to see a video on something, guys, whatever it might be, just hit us up, man. We'll do our best to do a video on something. We spend about 60 hours a week out in the field, so pretty hard pressed to find somebody who has more experience hunting hogs out in the field than we do. I mean, I'm sure they're out there. I'm not trying to ring my own bell here and say that we are the shit, but we have a lot of time in the field, guys, and we know the hogs' mannerisms and how to get on them. So if you guys got any questions, you want to know something, you want to see something, just leave it in the comments. We'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.